What's going on, Pamper Gang of YouTube world? It's the boy with the Pampers and Al, recording from paradise. And please make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, and your enemies. And also check out my Instagram and Twitter page, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys as well. Upload frequently, and getting better at it. So today's going to be a G.I. Joe classified day. And I'm super excited because I'm a big fan of G.I. Joe. I am an 80s baby, early 80s baby, by the way, and I'm proud of it. So today I decided that I want to change up some different things on my videos to get it through the process quicker. Well, not really quicker. I want to be very timely when it comes to, getting the figures open. So I'm going to actually start opening up the figures before and have the packaging right here. I'm gonna have them neat as possible. I just decided, change is always good, to show my friends who subscribe to my channels and new friends who subscribe to my channel as well. And, hit the notification bell so you can see any new, content that I upload. And so today we're gonna be talking about the G.I. Joe twins, the Paoli twins, Zaymont and Tomax. This right here is Zaymont. No, this is Tomax. My apologies. This is Tomax right here. And this one right here is Zaymont. And some things are quite pretty interesting with these figures. And I'm going to talk about it. So just remember that this is Zaymont with the scar right here. I know my camera angle's a little funky, a little bit. I said funky. So we're going to get to some things about these twins. And they came out of the package right here. So these are the package. And what I love about this package is that if you put one is 45 and the other one is 44 or 45. So they're like back to back of each other. Definitely. So I think that's pretty cool because they are twins. 45 and 44 or 45. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, with that being said, let's get into some origins about them a little bit that I know about them personally. Not that somebody told me, but I know from looking at the cartoon and the comic books. The Zaymont and Tomax, basically, it's crazy because they're supposed to be like a mirror image of each other. So, when one is hurt, the other one feels the other one's pain. And they reminded me of the 80 gurus with a feminine personality. Nothing wrong with it, but they were the big financial, how can I say it, the money behind Cobra. So they always supported Cobra to the fullest and got some laws passed where Cobra got away with a lot of bad stuff. And they always got their butt kicked. They were acrobatic, but they were like them acrobatic twins that always feuded with Lady J and Scarlet and Lady J were manhandled them. Oh, what you want to say, woman handled them? I don't know. They put me in mind of Vega from Street Fighter because, Chun-Li had the famous fight scene in the Street Fighter cartoon movie from 1985. My era. Chun-Li wore Vega out, but Vega got, she got the best of him, but he wore her out too as well. But she got the major best of him. So this is what these two guys remind me of. They remind me of Vega from Street Fighter. And very prissy, very narcissistic, vain. I will give these guys narcissists. That's what they are. What I saw of them in the cartoon back in the day. I didn't understand things. When I got older, I was like, oh, okay. And I don't know what you call it when you feel someone's pain. I can't think of the word, honestly. So, with that being said, let's get into... it's crazy because the scarring is what's confusing me. So, let's get into Zaymont first. Zaymont's the one with the right scar on the right side of his face. Hold on. Okay. So, okay. One thing I look for in my figures is the head. It moves up and down. This head's pretty stiff right here. So you have to be very careful with that. With that being said, so there's not really too much articulation in that. Chest area is very important for me for my G.I. Joe figures. Almost like, my WWE figures. I want the chest area to pop, pop, pop. And Marvel figures as well, too. So, I know with Zaymont, what I remember the cartoon, he had the scar on the other side. So, that's what I do remember. I remember this pad was on the other side. And these figures really didn't come with a lot of weapons of choice. But let's look at, definitely the arms. It's like there's not really too much movement with these arms, butterfly arms, but it's possibly that you could break this off, and I don't want to do that. This arm right here stretches out pretty far, but this one right here has like a definitely a limit where you can do. So, they had their hands in everything. The financial business. They were the head of the Crimson Guard, so that basically they had a report to the Baroness. The Baroness was right underneath. I'm trying to think. Okay, it's Cobra, Destro, the Baroness, and then them in charge, like that line. I could be wrong. I can't remember. So, articulation-wise, let's see about the kick. What surprises me about this figure is a lot of the G.I. Joe figures, you can't even kick their leg up that high. So that's very shocking. Because a lot of them, I know Stewart, I forget his last name, Selkirk. You can't lift his leg up. And there was somebody else's leg I couldn't lift up all the way too. It might have been a lot. I think it was Iron Spirit as well too. So, with that being said, they're very acrobatic. And so that is a plus because you can position them the way they were on the cartoon. Like for pictures, I saw that on Instagram myself. So let's have some weapons of choice. They don't have really many weapons to choose from. They have this machine gun. They always had guns in their hands on a cartoon in the comic books. There was never a day they didn't have guns in their hands. So as you can see, there's a silencer right here. Let me see if I can see. Okay. So this is the gun right here. It's a machine gun right here. Then it's going to be a silencer. So, and it does come with a clip, which I think is pretty cool. I love to see my action figures have, just the imagination, the illusion of it. So I'm going to put that clip. Let me make sure I put it on the right side, though, because I know me. So as you can see, this is the whole silencer machine gun. And I guess that's why they always carry it around, so they can be very covert when it comes to certain situations. So let's see how... You got to be very careful because you will try to put... You know what? You got to get the finger... the first finger, just like you do when you have a gun, in their hand. So this is what I get them confused. That's the mod, ain't it? Tomax, or no? Wait a minute, let me get it right. This is Zaymont. I gotta look at the box to remember their names. That's pitiful. So he got his scarf was on the other side, but I already talked about that. So he got his little holster right here. He got his knife, pocket knife holster. I like it looks just like the cartoon, because I know the older figures had round heads, and that Three's Company, John, what was his name? John, what's your name? Not Arbuckle, but they had that part in the middle. John Riddleman, I think that's what his name was. Rest in peace. So, as you can see, he got the little scarf or something around him. And what else can we say about him? I just like it that these are the first time I've ever seen G.I. Joe action figures be that flexible. And you would think that the female characters were more acrobatic. I know Scarlett, she was acrobatic herself, and Lady Joe was just hands-on. Let me get in there and just bulldoze you. And that's what they pretty much did. So let's take this weapon out. and show. Well, it's crazy because you got to be careful. These hands are too big. Not the big, but like the holding part. These knives do not hold on to this. Now this hand right here holds a smaller knife. So as you can see, it holds a smaller knife, which is pretty cool. And they got the Cobra logo and all of that. And can you see, there's a scar right here, but the scar, remember, supposed to be on this side right here. And let's see, can this knife right here go on this hand right here? Again, nope. So this is these knives, they each come with 2 knives and just a machine gun silencer and a silencer with it. They don't have that many weapons of choice. So what I'll do with this is I will respectfully put this in here. And they were acrobatic, but they could never win a fight to save their life. Even with the female characters. I think Zorana had more Mahoney than them. I ain't gonna say the first word. So pretty much her and the Baroness. So it's kind of like they were women anyway. Girl on girl fights. So with that being said, it looks very detailed from the comic books and everything. So as you notice, Lord, forgive me, G.I. Joe fans, Zaymont. Remember, Al, Zaymont. Zaymont has the hair parted right here. So the scar again. So I mean, I like this figure. There's not really too much to say bad about it. It's actually, let's check this out. They stand pretty well. That is a plus for me with G.I. Joe figures. But I'm not going to take any points off because of the hands. Because I guess you got to keep that knife in that hand and they keep the gun in the other. That's understandable. You know, us as consumers got to figure that out. So we already talked about Zaymont. So let's move on to Tomax. And as you know, I can't remember if they were born twins or if there was some type of experiment or something happened to where, because when they look at each other, it's just like mirroring each other. There was a musical group called Twin Image back from the 80s that was very underrated, but I love their music. You go on YouTube and check them out. 2 African American females. So the album is called Twin Image. So it makes me think of them a little bit. So here is Tomax. And these guys look evil. Well, they are evil, duh. So let's get into articulation real quick. Well, you know what's crazy? His arms, his butterfly arms are articulated to the fullest. The other one, his other arm did stretch out. I didn't want to take a chance on breaking it. As you can see, I can't remember if he had a scar right here. I don't know. You know, my mind is kind of like far off a little bit. So pretty much he's just like his brother for real. Make sure that chest area is popped. Let's see if his head moves up and down. It's all right. Just go back and forth. You always want to make sure. I haven't really been doing this lately on a lot of my action figures, making sure the hip goes back and forth. But I guess I'm not really the hip type of action figure person to care. The articulation is pretty well. Again, these are the most flexible action figures in the G.I. Joe series I've ever had my hands on. Because all the ones I own they can't lift their legs up like that. You'll break them real easy. So, what else can I say about this figure right here? Again, like his brother, he comes with the same weapons of choice. They did not have any type of great weapons of choice. So his hand right here, he could hold the weapon, the knife. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I remember in the cartoon, they used to have their knives, like, where they'll throw it at someone. But I guess that's not really accurate for Tomax. So what I'll do with this knife right here is I'll put it in his holder. And his knife pocket holder, whatever you call it, what you call it. So I want to see if he stands up. He stands up pretty well. And actually, I'm gonna go back to Zaymont real quick, so we can have some clarity. They actually do come with 2 pocket knife holders, one on their hip and one on their on the side of their boot, which is pretty cool. I'll put Brother Man right here. I'm gonna put him down so we won't focus on him. So, not really too much to say about these figures. They're just a mirror image of each other. So, let's see. So again, this was easier putting his handgun in his hand and making sure his first finger goes through the trigger finger. And, you know, pretty much, I like these figures. I like them. I love that I got them added to my G.I. Joe collection. I got really more G.I. Joes to talk about. I'm trying to see who can I compare him to. I really can't compare them to the other male figures, the G.I. Joe series. Let's see. Let me go ahead and grab, who can I grab? They're smaller compared to Sergeant Slaughter. And I'm just giving you some priming. Oops, I almost feel how mature again. So thank God I hold them this right. Okay, real quick. Okay, so I'm going to compare and contrast them to a actual Cobra soldier that I talked about briefly. I hope I ain't dropped nothing out of his. Let's find out. Okay. It's crazy that, you know, these guys didn't come with a lot of weapons, but I don't think it's so vain. So here is the brothers next to Sergeant Slaughter, which, you know, Sergeant Slaughter is a big guy. He was a big guy back then. And then there is a Cobra soldier next to them. So they are a little bit bigger than the Cobra soldier. And basically, you know, this is what I love about the G.I. Joe series. They kind of like got, you know, they got their own size for each figure, and that is a plus. And like, again, I'm just gonna do another female figure. Well, one female figure. Well, what can I grab? Let's grab Lady J and be fair, show somebody different. So there's Lady J. So I'm gonna put Lady J next to the twins, and she, you know, her being a female, she's gonna be a lot smaller. So I definitely just want to show this, and I give the figures a 10 out of 10. I love the Paoli twins. I like them. They're a good addition to have to your set. So just comparing and contrasting them. So as you can see, you know, Lady J manhandled them all the time. Didn't have a problem. Like, come on, boy. So I just saw this bit way bigger than them. So you can definitely get these figures. I got mine. Actually, I went to my hometown store, comic book store called Pop's Comics. If you ever come to Kentucky, they're here in Kentucky, and they're basically very, 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 very reasonable on their prices. They might be just a couple more dollars more than if you go online, but that's the whole dynamic of saving money for shipping and costs. So that's where I get them from. Support Pop's Comics. I love Pop's Comics. So there's the Paoli twins, and add them to your collection. These are the twins. Look like Doublemint twins from Wrigley's Gum. I would like to thank all my new friends for subscribing to my YouTube channel, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, and all of the enemies beyond infinity. And also check out my Instagram account and Instagram and Twitter page, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Upload always frequently. of the new stuff that I have. And just thank you all for your support and your love. Everyone have a great day. Great day.